Hi, and welcome to Clash with Cuddy. Okay, so I'm going to try to make a tutorial on hogs and really get into it. First off, got this reflector app. It is pretty cool. I can have my iPad mirrored here, and then I can use Sketchit to draw on it. It's pretty cool. Anyways, um, first thing I want to say is when you talk about these kind of attacks, this is only for people who really want to get deeper into this game. Um, for instance, when you look at the dragon attacks, a dragon attack is pretty mindless. You do some planning. You have to plan a little bit, and it's kind of fun. I was there with my Town Hall 8s with both of my accounts, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. There is a little bit of planning. You got to think about the base a little bit, but it's more or less you just throw your dragons up there and they go. And some all the planning in the world really can't get you a 3-star all the time because dragons are mindless and they just go, their own way. When you hit Town Hall 9, there's another mindless attack. Um, it's a little more intricate, but Go Wipe does not require that much planning, a lot like the dragons. There is some planning. You have to think about the base, and it is kind of fun, and there's a lot of moving parts to it. You have to release a lot of troops at different times. You have to make the funnel. So it does have the makings of a lot of the intricacies that go into attacks. However, you're not really cracking a base. You are plowing through it and trying to get your 2-stars, and maybe you get lucky and you get 3. Then there's Golabaloonian and Pentaloonian. Pentaloonian is um, not that much planning. You have to kind of know the kind of base. It's a lot of base dependent. Golabaloonian, and you can see a lot of those attacks. All those tutorials are on the site already. Golabaloonian is a little more intricate. You have to plan. You have to plan to get your funnel into there. Um, but once you release your troops and go Lavalunian, it's done. I mean, you're at the whims of the balloon. You don't have that much control. Hogs, you have a lot more control. Now, people who've tried hogs in the past, they say they don't feel like they have control and this or that. But when you really understand the attack and all the troops that you at your disposal, you have so much more control. And the cracking of the base is so much more fun. It's so much more intricate. There's so much that goes into it. Now, I'm not talking about dropping lines of hogs. Dropping lines of hogs just in 2 different spots or 3 different spots of the base is more of the same. Yeah, you have to plan where you're dropping your lines, but there's so much less control there, and it's not as intricate, the planning. Just to show you, and I'm only talking about Town Hall 9. Town Hall 10 is a completely different animal, and part of me thinks it's going to be so fun to go there, and part of me says I'm just not ready yet. But I mean, in the last war we were in, and we shouldn't even have lost those 2 wars, but we're pretty good at wars. The last war we were in, the I had to actually go up there as with one of my Town Hall 9s and get. Well, I didn't really have to because we destroyed them, but we wanted to, uh, and I had to get just 1-star. And I'm gonna tell you something. It took me over an hour. I'll just let it play. It took me over an hour to be able to figure out how to get 1-star, and uh, it was fun. It was nerve-wracking, but it was fun, and I enjoy that. If you enjoy cracking a base, and again, I didn't crack this base, I just cracked it for 1 star. But if you enjoy trying to figure out how to crack a base for 3 stars, then Hogs is for you. Because there's so much that goes into it, and you literally designed attacks for your own for each base. I mean, it's extremely challenging and fun, and it really. And I've played a lot of games, online games, especially MMOs, and I will say that this part of the game this game is just it's so fun. Um, so I really want to try to explain the attacks just so people, if they're interested in really taking this game to the next level, then you should start trying it. Um, the the other thing about it is that it takes time, and to sit there and crack a base can be frustrating. But it's fun if you like puzzles, I guess, because this is a puzzle kind of game. So the first thing you need to understand is what troops are at your disposal. I'm going to do a basic, and I'm on my other account. This is my lower account. My other account has all his troops maxed, but um, you'll get the point here. So the giant, let's see. So basically, most of these attacks consist of 2 to 3 golems. I'm going to request a golem in my CC, a max golem, and you really would like to have your golems level 4, but this is a newer town hall. You're going to have 2 to 3 golems and at least 20 hogs most of the time, and then about 6 to 8 wizards. Now, a lot of times it's 2 golems, you have one, and you have one in your CC, you have 24 or something hogs, you have 6 or 8 wizards, and then you have other troops to play around with. You can use Valks. You can introduce Valks in there. You can introduce witches into there. But for this tutorial, I'm not going to go into Valks and witches. You'll start mixing those types of troops in, especially to replace a golem, when you really understand how to use the basic attack. And I will tell you, the basic attack, you can 3-star any base, any Town Hall 9. The other troops you can mix in to make it a little easier if you're unsure of things, but I'm confident you can 3-star. There's not a base that cannot be 3-starred. So in order to do that, you need to understand what each troop does. The golems are there to tank. You have another tanking unit, and that's the giant. It has to be level 6. The giant is also a tanking unit, so you mix those in too. You can also use loons to mix in there, and then the rest is pretty much hogs. And when I'm talking a surgical hog, now when people hear surgical, they think it's really difficult. I'm telling you, it's really not. So I'm gonna take you through how I cracked this base in this war, this first base, and take you through my planning stage. I ended up attacking on my lower Tunnel 9 account with the number 9, their number 6. The base isn't that much higher. It's not, the defenses aren't that impressive, but that's not the point of this. So the first thing I do when I look at the base is just, are there any point defenses I can get that with like a balloon or something easy that I can eliminate? Because if you can eliminate any point defenses with like 1 to 2 of other units, so each hog or balloon is worth 5, but if you can eliminate, they say it's up to 3, 1 to 3, like 1 to 3 loons. I would say try to keep it 1 to 2, especially on the top here, because if you look at the top, I can actually lure the CC with 1 loon, okay? Now, I look down here, and I always check the air defenses to see if there is any out of there. Now, this one here, I could get rid of 2, right? But I would need 2 loons, because these 2 guys here, these 2 archer towers, are going to shoot at it. Now, why would I want to eliminate that? Well, I may not want to. Now, on this base, I do want to, and I'll explain why. So I look first, are there any defenses I can eliminate to get rid of? Because that will save damage on my troops. The next thing I look at, because this is a hog attack, is you have to always kill the queen. Now, what direction do I want to come in? Ideally, with hogs, I want to come in a direction where I can get rid of the possibility of a double giant bomb. Now, where are your possible places? I'm not sure you can fit a double giant bomb here, but I think you might be able to. At the time when I was doing this base, I thought I could. I figured this guy's got double giant bombs here. He could have him here. He could have him in here. Now, I was figuring he had double giant bomb. I mean, I didn't think he'd be that dumb to put him here. Because again, if they're there, 2 loons eliminate those 2 bombs. But this is some clan we just ran into, so to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10 they do put him there. This guy ended up not putting him there. I figured there was Teslas. In here. Okay, so when I was making this plan, it turns out there was Teslas in here. These are like all Teslas, and then the bombs. He had 2 single bombs in here. And I don't even remember. I think he had single bombs in here too. And then he had spring traps in here. Okay? So I have to assume that there's I know there's something bad here. So eliminating this defense, and I can do it with 2 loons, for sure. I'm going to do it every time. And to be honest with you, I might do it anyways. Because if you can eliminate any point defense for 1 to 2 loons, take it just about every time. Now, I ended up deciding I want to come in here. The next question is, do I need 2 or 3 golems? If I do 3 golems, I have to use less hogs. It's hard to explain how you know when you need to use 2 or 3 golems, and you'll learn from experience, I guess. But suffice it to say, if I have 3 golems, the maximum hogs I can take is 20. Okay? So if you look here, and just right off the bat, you say you want about 3 hogs per point defense. If I go 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. Okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 21. So I could probably get by with 20 hogs and 3 golems. Okay? Now, I'm not counting these inner ones because they're going to go to it. I'm talking about the outside point defenses when you go around the base. The rule of thumb pretty much is 3 hogs. I think I threw a couple more in here than 3 on each. I did 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. I think I threw like 2 or 3 more in there. But anyways, that's how I started. So I decided on 2 golems because just 3 are not necessary. So I'm going to have my level 5 golem out of my CC come in there because there's more point defenses to hit him there. I'm going to have another golem come there, okay, because I need him there for this defense. Now the important part of this is I have to make a funnel because I want my heroes to go into the middle. I don't want them to go around the base, so I have to make a funnel. So I need to have 2 wizards here, 2 wizards here, and the rest of, I think I had 3 or 4 wizards behind. I gotta make sure that I take care of these 2 defenses so my heroes do not go around the base, and I also have to make sure I take care of these. So I did like 2 wizards here, and I dropped another one there or something. I had 3 on the bottom area, okay? And then you have to drop your king, and you drop your queen. And you have to create a funnel so they go in there, because I want the king to go in there. The other reason why I chose this spot, because again, you don't necessarily have to come this way. I mean, to be honest with you, maybe ideally you want to come here, because if there's double bombs there and all these bombs here, your kill squad eliminates all that. But I decided that I didn't want to do that, and it mainly was because of the jump spell. I could jump, especially with the new updates on the jump spell. I could jump directly into the core and get the king and the queen and get an expo and potentially eliminate all of this base with my kill squad. Your kill squad in these attacks eliminates usually a third of the base. Doing it down here, there's just not a lot there. I just didn't feel comfortable with it. So now that I've got that my kill squad planned, how am I going to do my hogs? Well, I'm going to use giants too, because when you release hogs, they come in here. So if I'm releasing 3 set hogs in here, on their way in, they're going to get shot. That's extra damage that you will lose a couple hogs. You can save 1 to 3 hogs. I could save 1 to 3 hogs in this area with a giant. In fact, I wanted to use 2 giants because my first giant I figured would die too quickly because there would be 4 point defenses. I'm not even including this, but there'd be 4 defenses shooting at that giant, and I knew that the giant would die before I really got my hogs into there. So I ended up using 2 giants, but I didn't want to throw both giants down at the same time because what would happen is that one giant would die, and then they would a lot of these defenses would redirect onto my hogs coming in, and this giant wouldn't die. He would just be useless because they wouldn't go back on him. So I figured I'd drop a giant here to get this guy off of him. And now when I drop my giant here, I only have 3 point defenses on him, and he'll survive faster. So I need to, when you're doing surgical, you're basically working around the base. So my kill squad's coming in here. So I figure I'm going to drop 3 hogs here. Now remember, this is eliminated, and this is eliminated with my loons. If it wasn't eliminated, I would drop 3 hogs on top. But I dropped 3 hogs here. Now here's where I had to think about it, because if I drop 3 hogs here, then this point defense is going to start shooting them. I don't want him shooting them. I want him shooting my giant. So I want to drop my 3 hogs here. I'm going to drop my 1 giant here to get him on him. I'm going to drop my next giant here to get these guys on him. Then I'm going to drop my 3 hogs here, and then I'm working around the base. 3, 3, 3, and then I think I dropped 2 more because I looked down, because I knew I wanted to have about 8 for the bottom when I was thinking about dropping them, and I didn't have 8. I had like 10 or 11, so I dropped my extra ones there. And then I dropped 4 here and 4 here. And that was actually a 2-line drop, 2 fingers. Otherwise, I'm just tapping the screen to drop them. Now, with hogs, you need to figure out where your heals are. So, before that, I need to figure out how many heals do I have. Sometimes you'll have 4 heals in these attacks because you don't need a jump spell because people's bases are so terrible. Sometimes you'll have 3 heals and a jump because people don't know how to, or don't know to put things in their CC that can't be killed by a poison. And on the other times, you're only going to have 2 heals because you don't have time to pull the CC in these attacks with a level 5 dragon, in my opinion. And to be honest with you, a level 5 dragon has actually made this easier because now you can rage your kill squad and the level 5 dragon just dies. You don't even have to worry about the CC then. And you can save your poison for skeletons. Skeletons can be annoying. I ended up not saving I just ended up dropping my poison. I knew there was probably a dragon in there because this clan, on their description, they said that they were a war clan, and also there was a couple attacks on other bases, and I saw they had dragons in every one, so I assumed it was a dragon. So I brought a rage. So now I only have 2 heals. So now I need to figure out where do I need to drop these heals. Usually you need to drop them where the concentrated areas of the base are. Now, with line hog attacks, you want to drop them where the single bombs are, or double, because you could lose an entire line. Here, if I run into a double bomb with surgical, it doesn't matter because I'm only losing 3 to 5 hogs. But there are certain parts of the base with certain things that the hogs get hung up. That's what like Jake likes to say. They get hung up on different different defenses because some of them have high hit points, and that pretty much is Teslas. Excuse me, that Teslas and Expos. So I know that I'm gonna have all these hogs coming in here. So I know that I'm gonna want to heal right here. So there's one of my heals. Now this top of the base, I mean, once I kill this point defense, these 3 other defenses that are left, that was a nice thing about the balloon. I get to lure the CC and I kill this point defense. These defenses here are not going to hurt hogs. I mean, this guy will, but he's going to go down fast enough to where he's not. So I didn't worry about a heal. And they're going to come, where are they going to path? They're going to come from here into here. Okay? And they're going to go right into that heal I dropped. Now this heal, so this heal is pretty much taking care of all these hogs. You have to think about hog pathing and where they're going to go. Okay? I knew if I do 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here, these guys are going to either go here, here, and these guys are going to go here, or here, and this guy's going to go here, and then he's either going to go to this guy, or he's going to come here. But ultimately, none of these hogs should drift down here. They should all end up right in this area. So that's going to be one heal. My other heal I'm thinking is right here. And I actually, so my other heal is right here. I actually screwed this heal up and didn't have it enough, and I lost a bunch of hogs right here, but it didn't matter. The point of this heal is because I'm thinking there's Teslas in there, you know? So the Teslas are the highest damage and take a long time to chew through on your hogs. Okay? So Teslas need to be healed. So that's my other spot. So I only need 2 heals. Okay, so before we watch the replay, I want to just reiterate one thing. This attack is not meant to be copied. The point of this is that every single pace you need to develop your own attack, but the fundamentals are the same. You can go back and watch my other hog videos, but every single attack that you do on a base, it's not like a Golava-Lunion. All the Golava-Lunions on Town Hall 9s are pretty much the same, which makes it kind of a boring attack. Every single one of these attacks are different. So I'm going to, depending on how the rest of my attacks go, I'll add some more replays here so you can see them. Or maybe in the war recap you can see them for this. But here's this replay, and this is my first attack. So, okay. Again, first thing I'm doing is I'm going to drop my balloon on top. Now I want to kind of do this quickly. Boom, and now I'm going on the bottom with 2. Okay, now I'm pausing it here. Now I'm going to drop my kill squad. Golem on the bottom. Golem on top. I got my 2 wizards on top, 2 wizards on the bottom. Then I do my 3, like I said. Now I'm dropping my queen. And I screwed that up earlier. I said king, then queen, and I put words in there. I dropped my queen because as long as I've got my wizards on the top and the bottom, I'm really not worried about my queen or king drifting. So I can drop my queen early to start working on these defenses right here. Drop my jump spell. I drop my poison. Now, ideally, you'd like to save your poison, but I figured the guy's got 25 troop space. A dragon came out, but nothing else has come out yet. So I didn't know what else was in there besides a dragon. I figured I'm dropping my poison because I want him to slow them down, and whatever else is coming out, I want it to slow down to do less damage to my golems, because there are significant amount of defenses hitting my golems. So then I drop my king after I drop my jump, then poison, then king. Now, this is something that went differently than my plan. If you watch, the wizards die. Because I'm patient. There is, because you're not pulling the CC anymore, there is plenty of time. That's why dragons just made it so much nicer, in my opinion. I drop my rage on my kill squad. Now my rage, I want to get all of my wizards, and my queen's going to walk into it, and they're going to take care of the dragon. But here's what deviated. I dropped 1 hog there, because that point defense is just about dead. So I dropped that hog there. Okay, now I'm watching to make sure that dragon's dead and that loon. Okay, they're good to go. Now I go my attack. So again, I got 3 hogs coming in there. And now I'm going to drop my giant on bottom, giant on top. Now I got 3 hogs on the top. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I did 4 there. Because I looked down and I got 10. Look, I got 10 left. So I dropped 2 more. 1, 2. Now I'm trying to move quickly here because, well, the giant is dead, but I was hoping the giant would still be there. So then, if the giant was still on the bottom here, this guy might be shooting at him. Okay? But drop him. But I wanted to make sure that I get those down, and I gotta move quickly because remember, I gotta drop a heal here, and look at those hogs. They shouldn't be dead. I lost a couple probably, but I had time to drop that heal because I needed them to chew in there. I didn't want to chew all those defenses down. I didn't want them to drop the heal early before I dropped these guys, because these guys down here are perfectly safe for a little bit. And these guys are safe because of the giants. And once they get through these first couple of defenses, then my heal will be needed. So I had a little bit of time, so that's why I dropped that down. Drop my heal. Now I'm going to the middle. Drop my heal there. Now I screwed that heal up. Okay. Now if you look here, I'm going to lose a couple hogs, but my heals are there. I'm good. And where I screwed up is I released my hogs on the outer side of those archer towers on the bottom. I should have released them on a little more on the inside, but I was scared here about these being bombs. I should have moved them down, or I should have just moved my heal over a little bit. So I ended up losing all the hogs, well, 3 of the hogs there, and then they come into the middle. That's it. I mean, that's the attack. And it took me a little while to plan that. It takes you a long time in the beginning to plan these, but once you start planning them, I mean, they're fun, it's intricate, and to see it work. I also bring 2 little golem, or 2 little, whatchamacallits down there, goblins, because you have 2 extra space in most of these armies. But, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, maybe I'll add some more videos here at the end to show how I planned those. But, yeah, I mean, again, the comps will always change. You use 2 or 3 golems. If you go back and look at some our war recaps and find the attacks that Cutthroat or Dylan did, because I'm the only one that does these attacks in our clan right now, you'll see how I did it for each one. Also, the other tutorials, go check them out. But later, you can also see how I introduce wizards and Valks. But once you get this down, this is the first part. The 2 and 3 golem drop, and then it's moving around the base. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that we can get some more people that really want to try to do this. Take care.